Originally, this was going to be a different video and not a news video, however, today had some really impactful events happen, so I thought, I might as well make a normal news video today because these are some crazy things. To start off, nicknamed the verifier of Green Bullet, of course, was recently able to verify another level, this being Silent Man Adventures, and he was actually able to fluke this from 77%, and recovering it because it is a very, very hard level. He estimates it to be top 25 in difficulty, maybe. Says it's most likely harder than Acheron, and above Avernus as well, considering that he thinks it's above on the global list. However, because it's a fluke, and because it's in such little amount of attempts, we can probably suspect that he doesn't have the best opinion on this. I'm pretty sure this reply on where would you place it on the global list confirms this. Now you might be wondering what Silent Man Adventures is, and he basically verified a level from the Purgatory team. It recently got a showcase 11 days ago, and he's already verified it. He's been the set verifier now. This is the one that he verified. However, just like all the other Purgatory levels that aren't remakes of other levels, this was originally someone else's level. The original Silent Man Adventures was called Silent Electroman Adventures, and it was made by Idiocy. We can see here that we had some previews in the layout posted around a year ago. However, this level was way too hard, so it got handed down to the Purgatory team, and they basically just, polished it up a bit, and they nerfed some stuff, did some balancing to make this an actual playable level that can be verified and put on the list. And from what I can tell, it definitely looks a lot more playable than a lot of 2.2 levels that we've had on the demon list as of recent. Again, this is the edge of difficulty where I don't think I can really give a reasonable opinion. And I've also just not played this one, so I have no clue if the gameplay is good or not. I'm just saying that it looks, better than the 2.2 levels we've had as of recent. But if we're just talking about the decoration, which is something I can judge, then I think it's pretty fine. I don't think it's anything special. There are some standout parts near the beginning, but I just think, it's okay. It's pretty forgettable, but it doesn't really do anything wrong. I'm fine with it. I think it's just a fine level. Oh, and if you're wondering how hard this level was, the original version, it is number 499 on the impossible levels list. If I go here and I type in Artemis, then you can see that's like 700 and whatever. So, that level was not getting verified. We also saw a new potential top 1 challenge get verified recently. After 261,000 attempts, pro player Bappa Pro verified chloride hexahydrate, a potential top 1 challenge in GD. Every click and release in this level is a 60 FPS frame perfect, with some sections requiring both hands due to the sheer number of micro clicks per second. At least that's what the Dash World Twitter account has posted here. I'm going to assume that's true, and if it is, that is absolutely crazy. For comparison, if we go down here on the challenge list, if you remember, Tremor is the new top 1, and if we go all the way down to 49th, that is where this original level was, Cobalt Phosphate. And what this new level does is basically take this level that's 49 on the challenge list, and it adds an extension to it at the very start. So you have to play for an entire challenge, and then you have to beat this top 50. Now, BatPro lists this as a top 5 in his title, so he's not sure if it's, gonna be top 1. But he does say that this is way harder than another level that he thinks is harder than 3 Seconds of Hell and Pointer Crate and Anodyne, which are ranked 9th and 6th place on the challenge list, so it's at least harder than these levels, so it very much could be a top 1, because a lot of people debate with the top 3 in terms of where they land in difficulty. Now bear with me here, because the verification is in 720p, so I don't know how it will come out on video, but basically, yeah, you have this entire green part that he has to go through, which is absolutely crazy, and then you've got this brown part, which is just the original challenge. It's very short, even with this extension, but I mean, it was 60 FPS frame perfect every click, and like, look at how many clicks you have to do. How are your hands capable of doing that? It's crazy. You have to do that, and then all of that. Short, but I mean crazy. He spent his entire summer break on it, and it shows 260,000 attempts. It seems like the challenge list is finally gaining traction in the harder end of it. I feel like VSC lasted a stupid amount of time, but recently, I mean, we have getting verified as a top 1, we had Tremor getting verified as a top 1, and there's been a lot of levels added at the bottom bit of the list, so yeah, there is, a lot more attention to this now, which I think is cool, because the challenge list used to be, I would say, the second most popular list behind the demon list, and I feel like it's cool that it's getting a lot more attention now. Originally, this next section was going to talk about how Zoink got 70 again on Artemis 13, an upcoming top 1 probably. However, looking here, it seems to be he's live right now and actually was able to get 72%. I mean, I hope so, because it says 72% here, and in this title it says Artemis 13, 72. So that is really, really impressive. We're at, the very end of this thing's verification, hopefully. I mean, yes, it has long ways to go comparatively to how long he's been playing, but I can't see him taking that much longer on it on a larger scale. I've seen him make a couple changes to this level in the editor, so maybe that will impact its difficulty. Maybe it isn't top 1 anymore. However, it's still going to be top 1 to 3 no matter what. I feel like that's set in stone. But yeah, I'm excited for this thing to get verified. I feel like it's gonna cause a bit of drama if it does place at number 1, because a lot of people say that it doesn't really deserve to be top 1. But I've covered that in another video. I'm not gonna go too much into that topic. But I wish Zoink good luck on finishing this thing off. He's got less than 30% to go, so he can definitely pull through with this. And lastly, if we scroll all the way down to, I believe it's right above the golden, we can see that we also saw a new level. I honestly have struggled pronouncing this level ever since it got verified, so I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it. I mean, I would assume it's Sanctity, but then, it's not spelled like that, so I don't know. But this level got placed at 114, so it is one above the golden. And it is a surprisingly good level. This has one of, if not my favorite song on the demon list right now. It absolutely slaps. I highly recommend you go watch a showcase or play it to hear that song. But then also, the gameplay itself is really cool. You've got these 2 separate sections, this, rocky terrain bit with very slopey gameplay, and then your more airborne, I mean, there's even a plane at one part here, and you've got this much more floaty gameplay. It's very heavily focused on wave and ship. It's mostly got ship, but then the wave parts that are here are by far the hardest parts. I was going to play this, I went for a practice run, and I was low-key getting cooked by these waves, so I stopped playing. But yeah, it's a really fun level if you have the skill set and the ability to do it. It's a solo level, it's an Amplitron level, so if you've played any of those levels, you know what you're getting into playing this level, because all of Amplitron's levels are very similar in gameplay. They focus on this kind of floaty, really fast-paced wave, and usually wave-focused gameplay in terms of where the difficulty is, and yeah, I just think it's a cool level. You should go try it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Don't have too much more to cover on. Hope you learned something that you didn't already know. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed, and peace.